Hey guys, welcome to another video. So it's not a vlog yet again today. It's actually just going to be a sit down and kind of just talk about some, I guess, serious stuff as to why I haven't been uploading the past, how many days has it been now? The last video I uploaded was on Saturday and it is now Wednesday. So 3 days, I think. Yeah, I haven't uploaded for 3 days now for, can't math right now. Most of that is because on Saturday I actually spent the day with my mom, just me and her and kind of my dad. It was her birthday, so I just wanted to sit down, spend time with her, not pull out a camera, especially because I know she's not comfortable with that. And then on Sunday we went to my husband's friend's engagement party, and I wasn't comfortable pulling out a camera in front of tons of people that I had no idea who they were. Neither did my husband really, so I didn't vlog those days. And then on Monday and Tuesday I was just kind of sorry, I had to cough. I was dealing with a lot mentally as far as my postpartum anxiety goes, so I just didn't feel like picking up a camera. I was already running so much through my mind that picking up a camera was the last thing on my mind. And today I spent the day with my friend, and that was kind of, I thought about pulling out the camera and I did start a vlog, but at the same time I was enjoying time with my friend I haven't really seen for at least a week or so. So I wanted to just focus on her and have that kind of bring up my mood again, just because I was in a like darkish place. So I am just filming this video now. It is like almost 2 in the morning. So I have plans to get this up as soon as possible, but I wanted to really talk about, because I went through postpartum depression with my first son, and maybe I went through postpartum anxiety, but I mostly just remember the postpartum depression. And this time around I am going through postpartum anxiety, not really the depression part. I think I did experience some baby blues at the beginning, but that's long gone. So I wanted to talk about that more because I feel like a lot of people aren't open about it, and a lot of moms feel ashamed about it. I know I really wanted to open about it when I was dealing with my postpartum depression after my first pregnancy, and I had actually recorded videos. I wrote blog posts, I wrote Facebook posts, and just none of it went up, except I did put up the blog post. I can put the link down below for that one, but I never followed through with anything else, just because I felt like however I worded it, it just made me look horrible. And you know, that's the thing, is when you are going through postpartum depression, you're not gonna look your best. I mean, there's some dark stuff running through your mind, and obviously you get through it. I'm gonna start from the beginning, which is with my first son. I was so excited for him. I always dreamed of being a mom. It was just how my life was supposed to go in my head. I was gonna be the best mom ever. Like, I had it all planned in my head. And then when my son came, a lot of like unexpectedness happened, and it just threw everything off, and I felt broken. Like, my son was born basically on his due date. His due date was the 14th of May, but he was born on the 15th of May, but it was midnight, like a little past midnight or so, maybe close to 1. And he was put on my chest right away. And when he was put on my chest, I didn't feel anything like I thought I would feel. Like, I just felt, okay, maybe I was wrong. I'm not supposed to be a mom. Like, is it too late to back out of this? This just does not feel right. Like, I was scared. And then I was tired, even though I slept in my whole labor. Basically, I was tired, and so was my husband, because he stayed up throughout the whole labor and delivery with me, and he was going through a lot of stresses of his own. So when we got put in our room for that night with the baby, it feels like so much happened when we were sleeping that I was scared. I was scared to sleep, to be honest, after that, because the next morning he wasn't wanting to eat and his oxygen levels were low. So they put him in the NICU, and when he was in the NICU, I barely went to go visit him because I was just scared. And seeing him with everything, like, sorry if I say it like a lot, but like the tubes in his nose and stuff, like, I can't remember, he had something in his head, like on the top of his head, and it was just scary to see him like that. And I felt so guilty that I was probably the reason why he was going through this. He was in there for a week. We actually left the hospital without him, which was probably the most heartbreaking moment I've ever experienced. Was you go into the hospital ready to bring your child home. Like, you don't expect to leave that hospital without that baby you just worked so hard to push out. And then you do, and you feel so empty and so helpless, and that just everything you went through was for nothing, and that you don't know if you're gonna see them again, especially because the distance between the hospital and where we were living. I just didn't know what could happen. Like, I could get a call that I need to get there right away, and by the time I got there, it probably would have been too late or something. I mean, he didn't have anything extremely serious, but I was just frightened, and it was hard being without him. When we finally got to bring him home, I was excited, but when he got home, I wanted nothing to do with him. And as much as I hate admitting that I wanted nothing to do with a kid, that I wanted everything to do with, like, I wanted a kid since I was I don't even know, so young. And sorry, I did not expect to cry, but this is just such a hard story to tell, and I haven't opened up about it in a while. So just bringing it all back is really hard. And for, I'd say, the first 3 months, I wanted nothing to do with him. I was scared to be alone with him. I was on maternity leave, but my mom would come over to my place and she would basically take care of him. Like, she did everything, and then of course she has to go home. My husband worked nights, and he would get home, I think it was like 2 a.m. I don't know, I just know it was super late. But she would always have to leave, and when she would leave, I would be alone with the baby for a couple hours, and I was scared. I didn't know what to do. He cried because he could feel my tension. He could feel that I was scared. He knew I wasn't fully there, and he could feel that. Like, they don't lie. Babies can sense that. They can sense when you have a lot of tension built up in you, and that's what he sensed. And so he would cry the whole time until my husband got home, and then things would be easy. My husband would help out. And through this time too, because everything I was going, like, running through my mind, I was telling myself that I wasn't a good mom, that I made a mistake, this isn't what I should be doing. Some days I did have the thoughts of maybe the fire station would be a place to go, or maybe just dropping him off at the front doorstep of my mom's place. And I hated myself for hating him, because he did nothing. He was just so innocent. He was a baby. He had no part in the way I was feeling, but I hated him. And I hated the fact that I brought him into the world. And so those first 3 months were the worst. Not only on me, but on my marriage. I can't tell you how many times my husband and I got into arguments, and how many times I probably made him feel like a horrible person because I was taking out all the anger I had at myself on him, and that wasn't right. And I acknowledge that, and like I've said my sorries and all of that, but that just wasn't right of me to do. And it really put some stress on our relationship. At the time, we weren't married. I mean, I think we got married towards the end when I was feeling a little bit better, getting off the whole postpartum depression thing. And I don't know, that was the hardest part of our relationship, is after we had our first kid, we never really got in arguments or anything, but the second we had our first kid, all of a sudden we started arguing a lot. And because I felt like I wasn't good enough, I wanted to make him feel that he wasn't good enough either. And that's just what it does to you. Like, I can't explain it, but that's kind of what I went through with. I'm trying so hard to see right now. It's kind of what I went through with Jaxon after he was born. And one thing I promised myself after, when I was going through this pregnancy, was that I was not gonna let that happen again. I was gonna enjoy this child. I was gonna take every little moment in and not let that whole depression thing get in the way of it, because I feel like I missed out on so much when it came to Jaxon and him growing up, that I didn't have that bond with him. I didn't feel love at first sight or anything. And when I had when I had Caden, it was such a different feeling, because I just felt like this was my time to get everything right. And I felt so guilty for not feeling the same way that I felt about Caden towards Jaxon when he was born. I felt like I was favoring a child, and he didn't deserve that. And I hated myself. And I discussed this with my mom, how I was angry that I felt I was treating Kaiden differently than I ever treated Jaxon. And during my whole pregnancy, I had people say, oh, I don't think I could love this baby as much as I love Jaxon. And that hurt me, because I'm just like, well, I need both of my kids to be loved equally. Like, you can't just love one more than the other. That's just not how it's gonna go. And I had people saying that, and it frustrated me. But ironically, when Kaiden was born, for some reason, I felt like I loved him more than I loved Jaxon, which wasn't the truth, but it's just because comparing two different experiences, I was in a dark place. Of course, I loved Jaxon during that time, but I was in a dark place, and it was just hard to express that towards him. And I'm sure he can tell how much I love him now. And I'm sure Kaiden can tell how much I love him. I pretty much love them equally. And I'm happy that I get to enjoy new moments and different moments with Kaiden, my second son. And all the different moments I get to enjoy with Jaxon too. They're completely two different kids and two different personalities. And that's just two different hearts I have to put love into. And it's not as hard as I thought it would be. So, one thing I am experiencing though, having two kids and after having Kaiden, is postpartum anxiety. I'd consider myself a single mom, because my husband works all day. Pretty much he works from 11:30 in the morning to 8 o'clock at night, but putting in the time that he has to get ready for work and putting in the time that he has to drive to work and drive home from work and all that. He doesn't get as much time with the family as he would probably like, so it's just me and the kids 5 days out of the week. And it's up to me to get Jaxon to his appointments and Caden to his appointments, and I'm dealing with 2 kids. I have to take both kids. I have to take a car seat and then a toddler up one staircase and then through the house and then down the driveway, put them into the car, and then wherever I'm going next, I have to drag them through there, and then when I come back home, I have to drag them inside and take both kids downstairs at the same time, because it's just not safe to have them alone, or put one in the car while I deal with the other. Like, it's just not how it goes. It's not the safe way. So I deal with a lot of anxiety because I just don't know what's gonna happen in time that I'm trying to do that. In my neighborhood, there has been a lot of bears lately. I haven't come across one, but I am part of like this app that people in the neighborhood post different happenings in the area, and there's been a lot of bears on our street, on the street behind us, on the street in front of us. So I can't imagine if one day I'm taking the boys outside, I'm almost to the car, and I look over and there's bears. Like, I cannot imagine what I will do. How in the world am I gonna get myself and 2 kids in the car fast or back inside? Like, it is so hard to get back inside the house because I have to find my keys and I'm dealing with 2 kids. Like, if there was a bear outside at any time, they are there during the day and they are there during the night. And so, like, I'm always paranoid. I'm paranoid to go outside alone with the kids. Like, what if we die from a freaking bear attack? Probably not as not as realistic as I probably think about it in my head, but it's there in the back of my mind, and it scares me. And that's just, I hate leaving the house. Hate it. Appointments, like, there were times where I would cancel appointments because I was so full of anxiety that I just could not push myself to leave the house at risk of bears. And or if I'm in stores, like, I can't keep my eyes on both of the kids by myself. I can't. It's just, even if I'm at home, if I'm allowing Jaxon to play in his play area and I'm dealing with Caden, then if Jaxon gets into something, I might not be able to attend to him as fast enough, and that scares me. My kids getting hurt, my kids getting stolen, me, like, something happening to me when I'm alone with my kids, it frightens me. I get so scared being alone with my kids, and it shouldn't be that way. Like, my husband, the past 2 days why I didn't vlog is because my anxiety was so high, because my husband just had 4 days off straight, and I was so used to his help that when it came to him going back to work, I was scared to be alone with him again because I was scared of the unknown. And I felt like if I had the camera out or something, that would even distract me more away from my kids, and that something would happen that I've been trying so hard not to cry this whole video, so I'm so sorry. But there's just so much anxiety built into me, and I have a lot of people like offering to help, but I feel like such a burden because it's not my friend's responsibility to help me. It's not my cousin's responsibility. It's not my mom or my dad's responsibility to assist me with my children that I gave birth to. I shouldn't have to rely on them. I should be able to take care of my kids by myself. But it's the scariest thing to me. I hate asking for help, but I hate I hate feeling like this way all the time, and having my friend here today was really what I needed. I just needed someone to be there just in case, because especially with her, like, I don't have to ask for her help. She can tell that I need it, and that means a lot to just have her lend a hand. And I like repay her as much as I can for the help that she does give, because she's been there for a lot in the past. What, like, she moved back here almost 5 months ago, and ever since she came back, she's been a big help. She was there during the birth of Caden. Like, it was just her and my husband. And hey, sorry about that. My phone died, so I thought I had enough battery to make this video, but it's turning out to be longer than I expected. But as I was saying, is my friend was in the delivery room when I gave birth to Caden. It was just her and my husband, because my mom was watching Jaxon since it was late at night. And I don't know, just having her back has probably been the best thing for me, especially now having 2 kids. So it's some kind of relief on that part. Hold on, I'm gonna try to like make this less shaky. Okay, that works. I feel so weird right now because the windows just got redone and there's no blinds on the windows, and I feel like somebody's probably just looking in here watching me cry, which, whatever. Hello to whoever's watching me. I also get scared looking out there. It's dark. Anyways, so it's not all just about the anxiety of being alone with them. It's also the fact that Caden makes a lot of noise. So in the middle of the night, I can never tell if he's choking, if he's trying to poop, if he's trying to fart, if he's just making noise. I can never tell, and it scares me because one of these days I'm just gonna be overly tired and I want to sleep through it, and what if something happens to him and it's all my fault? It was all on me because I was on baby duty. So because of all those noises, I don't get a whole lot of sleep, and I'm always tired. I wake up, if I am sleeping, I sleep for an hour, and then I wake up and feed him and deal with him for an hour, and then I go back to sleep for another hour and wake up. And it's just a constant repeat cycle because he's still eating every so often, and also I can't fall asleep with all the noises, so it's just very difficult. I need to stop looking outside. But that gives me anxiety because I don't know if something's wrong with him. Doctors all say he's fine, so he's just a noisy baby. And I really hope at some point that I get over the fear of something happening to him. I just really hope that it all gets better soon. I'm supposed to be taking these meds right now for anxiety. Sorry, that is so gross. I just don't want my nose leaking on camera, but I'm supposed to be taking meds for my anxiety. I hate the fact of meds. They aren't my favorite, and I think I just need to suck it up and get on the bandwagon, because I can't live like this anymore. I need to be able to take care of my kids by myself. And I praise, sorry if you hear the kids in the background, I praise anybody who is a single mom, single parent, has a full-time husband, and they're a stay-at-home mom, and they deal with the kids all the time. I praise anybody who has more. I mean, even dealing with one kid by yourself is a struggle. But 2 or more is an adventure, and I praise anyone who deals with this. So I think that's all for this video because it is extremely long. If you made it this far, thank you so much. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. Stay tuned for other videos. I am not gonna be trying to do every day now, but I'm gonna try to be at least uploading 3 times a week. So maybe hold me to that, maybe don't, up to you. But that's the goal, is upload at least 3 times a week. So I should be uploading again on, what is it? I should be uploading again probably Friday or Saturday. And yeah, I also just wanted to talk about the channel. I said that I was gonna do vlogs, but I am actually trying to do a mixture. I want to do vlogs because I want to capture the memories, but I also want to do sit down videos like this, catch people up with my lives and just what I'm kind of going through. I want to open up about things or let you guys know me more. Or I love shopping, so maybe possible shop with me's in the future when I get money again. So I would love to do shop with me's. I like cleaning, so I'll eventually maybe clean with me videos. I don't know if you guys are into that stuff, but I'm gonna have a variety of videos. You don't have to watch them all. Watch whatever you like. But your support is very much appreciated, and I know a lot of family watches me and some friends and old friends watch me, so thank you guys, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.